It's Talk Tonight, the podcast of delights, and don't you know it? Talk Tonight, it's Talk Tonight.
Hello and welcome to the Talk Tonight podcast. Today I'm joined by Michael Aldag. So tell our viewers, what do you do?
I'm Michael Aldag, and I'm a 19-year-old musician from Merseyside, and I make like electro pop, alt pop music, and then I also make TikTok videos as well. So you might know me from there, but primarily I'm a musician. Yeah.
Yeah, because you recently just released Divorce, didn't you? What was the inspiration behind that song? Did it have a bit of a story behind it?
Yeah, it's one of the most personal songs that I've ever released. It was so that came out last Friday, and it's about basically me getting my little heart broken, and then how I was feeling then, and it's quite a brutal and scathing song, and it's got that it's my first song to have the little E next to it for explicit, so that's I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a very heartfelt and honest song. But that's how I'd say about it.
How do you, when it comes to writing, do you have like a specific way of writing, or do you just go put a few things together and that's what it is, or do you go, right, I want to write a song around this kind of thing?
Yeah. I think it's different songs. So Divorce was more like it. I was consumed by kind of that feeling of post breakup. I was just like distraught. So that wasn't really a conscious thing. I mean, I sat down and it all came out like a stream of consciousness. But then other songs like Arrogance, which I released before Divorce, that is more of like I've kind of gone into it. I've got the first lines down, and I think, yeah, this is what I want to call the song, and then this is how I'm going to kind of build that kind of feeling. But yeah, I mean, it's all fairly natural, but there are definitely times when I want to I say this is a topic that I want to kind of broach, and then go from there.
Amazing. So how did you get into like the music thing? Obviously, you're quite a young age, and that you've got like a handful of songs already, haven't you? So like, yeah, how did you get into writing music?
So I've been doing music since I was 7 years old, and I started singing in like choirs and stuff like that. But then I started, yeah, choirs are fantastic. You can't beat a good choir. And then I started writing when I was 14. So I just started writing on my acoustic guitar over there, and some of the songs were awful, some of them were all right, but I just kept going. And then at 16, I got a laptop and started producing. So that's the music that you hear now, kind of more electronic and synth-based stuff. And I've just gone from there. So that's how I got into it. I think probably once I realised that I wasn't good enough at football to be like a professional, I was just like, probably need to crack on with something else. And I think music was there for me. Yeah.
It's always like the worst thing, isn't it? When like I had those dreams of being like a professional footballer, but it's just the realization that you're actually shit. So
yeah, it's a harsh realization to come to, but it's something that, I mean, it hits you sooner or later for most people, unless like you're Lionel Messi.
Yeah, who I thought I was, but
I haven't seen you play. I can't pass comment. You might be doing yourself down. You might be as good as Messi.
No, trust me, I start puffing after 2 minutes.
Same.
Well, I have to get a drink. I'll be right back, lads. And then
quick sub.
Do you have the support any team, or do you just like one of those people that just likes playing football?
I mean, I stopped playing football when I was about 14 to kind of concentrate on my music, and I've slightly not lost interest in it since, but kind of just haven't kept up with it. But I mean, I used to absolutely love it, like with a passion. I think that's just moved to music now. But yeah, if I had to pick a team, definitely Liverpool. Because what about yourself?
Oh, I'm actually from Bournemouth, so I support Bournemouth.
Oh, okay. Are they in the Prem right now?
No, we got relegated.
Oof. I saw something that Henri was going to be their manager.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's just like 3 names linked. There's like Henri and then Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
And then David Wagner, who is at Huddersfield.
Oh, okay.
So
Which one would you want? Which one would you want?
I don't know. Like, my sensible head thinking, championship experience, Wagner.
Yeah.
But the fanboy in me is like, imagine Henri at our club.
Yeah.
Like in Little World Bournemouth would be mad, but his record is a bit crap. But it's sad to see over a couple of days. So would you, like, with your music, could you say you're stuck to like one genre, or would you branch out into different paths?
Definitely branch out. I mean, I think my music as it is incorporates lots of different aspects of different genres. Like, I call it alt pop or electro pop because it's got like, it's not straight pop, but it's definitely not indie, like far indie either. So it's in between there. Like, it sits similar to in a similar place to maybe where Bastille's music sits sonically.
I can sort of see where you're coming from there. Would you say they're like an influence on you?
Oh, definitely. I think vocally as well as sonically, because I listened to Bastille religiously when I was like 12 to 14, and I think I just copied his voice. So if you listen to my songs next time you listen, then you could probably hear the likeness.
I can sort of hear it now. They're like the similarities of it.
Yeah. I'm giving away my secret.
He's a fraud. Cancel him. No.
Yeah.
So like, are they like just specifically one influence, or do you have like loads?
No, definitely more. Like, I say my biggest influences like the Killers. Definitely, they're my favorite band, and then 1975 as well. That's more lyrically and also sonically. And also Phoebe Bridgers. Her music is just fantastic. Like, her lyrics are brilliant. But then I listen to a load of other stuff. Like, I listen to Heady One like all the time. But obviously, like, you wouldn't probably pick that up, or maybe you would from, you know what I mean? I mean, from the music. But I think everybody now has such a wide ranging music taste. It's not like you're a mod or you're a rocker anymore. It's like you can be anything, which is really good. But it's not something like, I mean, it's something that just comes out kind of unconsciously in the music. I think it's not something that, like, I'm not going to each genre and going, I'll take a bit of that, I'll take a bit of that. It's just whatever kind of sounds good.
Whatever, like, what you're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So music and TikTok go hand in hand, because a lot of bands that we covered have slowly going over to TikTok to promote themselves, but you have sort of quite a reasonable sized following. So tell us the reasons behind your TikTok,
the story behind
the stories, and some of them like the most like mad little 1 minute videos I've ever watched, but they are quite funny. What's like the like inspiration behind, like, say like, how would that pop into your head? Like, for example, like, just
I mean, the video ideas, I try and do like at least 3 or 4 videos a day, and just keep my mind ticking over. It's just that they're all from my personal experience, like my music. It's just like things that I've kind of come across that I think are funny. Do you know what I mean? That's how I started it. I just started like doing like really poor, I mean, they're not great quality, they're not like high budget videos. It's literally me sat here holding the phone like in 2 different angles, talking to myself. You know what I mean? It's not big budget stuff. But it used to be like really like one of the first ones that I did that went, it didn't go viral, but it got a couple 100,000 views, and I was like, oh, that's people are actually liking this. Was like, I filmed it when I had a break at my job in summer in work, and you can hear like all the hustle and bustle in the background, and it's just like, it's just stuff that I find funny. But that's what I did. So I started making that like at the end of last summer, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there. And it's worked out as a really good way to kind of promote my music as well. Because to me, people go like, oh, have you just started doing music because of TikTok? It's like, no, I've been doing this for ages. So to me, that's a crazy question, but to everybody else, it's a genuine, inquiry. But yeah, so it's working well, and I just spend a lot of my time trying to make sure that I'm converting people, if they want to listen to the music, that they know that it's there. Do you know what I mean? That's what I spend a lot of my time doing.
No, yeah, it's because like, how would it take you to make, just say, like one of these videos? Like, do you have to like, when it comes to like preparing one, do you have to like write a script, so to speak, and then do it that way, or is it just whatever pops in your head at the time?
It varies. Like sometimes I'll actually like have an idea in the day and then be like, oh yeah, let me sit down and do that. But then sometimes I'll just sit down and try and kind of like ad lib and see what happens from there. So it varies, but yeah, I think it ping pongs between the two. Like I'll put like notes in my phone of like things that I think would maybe work, and then try it, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you just think, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how it goes, really. Yeah.
Amazing. Obviously, you're on the 200 something mark, 200,000 mark, which is obviously mad. So like, I've only got like 63 followers, or 65 now, gone up a couple.
Jeez.
Achievement not to be sniffed at there, but
no, well, not at all, because this is the thing. Like, everybody starts with like no followers when you create your account. It's just, and I had no idea. Like, some people ask like, oh, is there like a secret or an algorithm? And I'm like, I don't know. I just did what I liked, and then luckily people found it funny. It's not, I can't go chasing. I find it like, if you're starting off chasing something, then you're never going to be in control of it, and you can never own that kind of what you've built. But I like, nothing's to be scoffed at. If you want to start something, start it, and every follower counts. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like with things like TikTok and music generally, like, I feel people are more appreciative of something that you're creating, something that you want to create, rather than what like, well, this is more music really, but like something like, if you're like a biggish band and you like change your direction, some people might not like it. But it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? If people like the fact that you can create content that you want to create, really, and if people seem to like that.
I think it's important, like, to always to just just stick to your guns, really. Do you know what I mean? Because I that's all I can do. That's how I started. Like I say, that's how I started, and how I kind of garnered this following. And I'm not going to stop now. You know what I mean? Because what would the alternative be? I go and chase something that I think people like, but I don't know what people like. I just know what I like. You know what I mean? Really. So yeah.
I think your humor is quite, I say, typically British, isn't it? It's very and it's just sarcastic and just bland, very and blunt. And people really like that. It's kind of like, I don't know, like, I just think it, like, do you know, like, your followers, for example? Do you know like where they're from? Did you get what I mean? Like,
I don't have the exact. I don't have exact. Not on TikTok. I don't have like location, but I know that like videos that have really like done well, like ones that go into the millions and stuff, they kind of, you tap into an American audience or international audience. But so I think most of my following is UK based at the moment, with regards to the TikTok. But I think like you said, with the TikTok, it is kind of British humor in a lot of ways. Just even the way that, even my accent and kind of the kind of quips and whatever. But I think with the music, I think it's more universal. Like, more people from all over the world kind of engage with the music, which is good, to know that it's not just like limited to Britain. that anyone can connect with that, and that makes me I'm happy with that.
How does it feel like, say, like, do you, with TikTok again, sorry, like, do you feel that when you post a video, do you feel like it's gonna blow up, so to speak, like every time you post one, or is it just one of those
it depends. Sometimes you think that, I mean, every video that I've been like, this is gonna do bits. It has, like, well, maybe it's done all right, but like the ones that have hit like 1 million views have been like things that I didn't really think too much about and just posted. There was one I did the other day about like a teacher and a student and some kind of dialogue between them, and I was just like, people might like it, but then it just went nuts. I think it did like 4 million views, which for me is nuts. So and I didn't really anticipate that at all. So that's the thing, like, this is what I mean, you can't try and second guess what's gonna do well. You could, people might be able to do it and do it well, but I don't want to get into that. I just want to kind of do, like I said, do what I think's funny, and then that seems to be working thus far. So
I suppose what you said about like the people that can maybe know, like, oh, I'm gonna make this because I know this will bang, so to speak. I suppose when it gets to that stage, as you can imagine, it probably takes the fun out of it, because you're worried about the numbers it's going to get rather than like the actual quality of the content. It's like the people that do like the part 1 and part 2 things, and then never actually make the said part 2.
Yeah,
it's just like you're just
dragging it out.
Clickbaity, aren't you?
Yeah. I think I don't really want to ever reach that point if I can help it. I mean, it's sometimes like you do get like kind of, you're like, oh, the numbers are going up, that's good, but you can't let yourself, or try not to let yourself pin too much kind of emotional investment in that, because if they were to stop going up, and then what are you going to be, depressed? You know what I mean? You've got to still know yourself, and that's why I feel like I'm trying hard to keep true to myself. Do you know what I mean? Because because if everything falls down, then at least like with the music as well, at least I can say this is what I wanted to do. So do you know what I mean? I'm not doing something because somebody told me. Do you know what I mean?
So would you ever be one of those people that would be like, oh, click the plus thing, then like and comment, like do all that kind of stuff?
No, I don't. Well, I mean, I think the most I've done is like plug my Instagram in the description of TikToks, or try and send people to listen to my music. But that's the most I do, just because, and I only send people to my Instagram so that they can learn more about my music. So it's all, like I said, TikTok is all to benefit my music, because that's the focus of it all. But I've got no interest in like click the follow or blah blah blah, because when you start begging people for a follow, then I just get, personally, if I see somebody saying, I was talking to my sister earlier, I was like, one came up and it was like, stop scrolling, blah blah blah, and when I hear somebody tell me to stop scrolling, my first instinct is to keep scrolling. So I'm like, shut up, do you know what I mean? And then yeah, I mean, begging people to follow you, give people a reason to follow you, do you know what I mean? Make them feel like if they follow you, then it's going to benefit them in some way. And then the follows are worth more, as opposed to like, follow this and then you get like a giveaway or
I feel like people follow you because like they like your personality. It's the same as like, say, watching YouTubers, isn't it? For example, like I've watched a few people that like on YouTube that are like you know, like the really loud ones. Like, hey guys, what's going on? Those type people. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm not having that. Get that off.
Yes.
I'd rather have like a toned down, like, hey guys, you're right, go on the video, not like 10 minutes of absolute crap. And
then just screaming your head off. Yeah,
I couldn't do it. It feels like headphone users or whatever.
Yeah. It's but that's just. Yeah, I don't know. That's something that I agree with you that sort of thing just switches me off completely as well. Yeah.
Back onto the music. Have you done much gigs or anything?
Pre-COVID, yeah, I was gigging a fair amount, but so I did some performances for Levi's. So I was on a music project that they ran in Liverpool, and after the project, they invited me to go and perform at some of their events around the world. So I performed in Brussels, London, Barcelona, and there's videos of those performances on my YouTube channel. But it was really cool, and it's something that I miss so much. I think you can see the microphone just in the corner of my screen there, like.
You always did a little plug there, didn't you?
Yeah.
YouTube channel. plug away, son. Plug away.
Thank you. No, yeah. So it's something live is something that I'm dying to get back to, and hopefully can do some like shows to people. You know what I mean? Like do some sellout shows, hopefully, and stuff like that. And just because there's nothing like performing live. And I mean, writing is brilliant, and I love writing, but the buzz you get when you're performing to people, it's unmatched, really.
Yeah, it's just probably like the majority of bands and artists out there. That's probably the reason why they get into music, maybe to play live and have that connection with fans and that. But obviously, there's some that could just be in it for the money. But I mean, not great at the start, but they're really driven by it, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose there are, but for me, I think live is it's just I'd liken it to, I don't know, maybe like scoring a goal on but it's like a kind of, it's for me it's like 100 times better, because it's songs that you've written, like say take Divorce. If I were to go and play Divorce live and I saw people singing those words back to me, that's the dream. Do you know what I mean? That I feel like that'd just be such a crazy feeling, because it's a song that I wrote when I was at like the lowest point in my life. You know what I mean? Everything was just crap. The world was so like grey for me at that point. And then to know like people have been sending messages saying they're in similar situations, and it makes me so happy and kind of proud of the song, because when I was like, before I wrote it, I was listening to like Phoebe Bridgers and was like, this is exactly how I feel. Do you know what I mean? So for people to do the same with the track is it's I can't really ask for much more than that.
Yeah, like I suppose like things and songs and etc. like that really like can resonate with people, can't they? Like you said, like Divorce could have like a really big effect on people, and that must be mad as like a songwriter to have people like reply back to you saying like, oh, this song meant a lot to me, and like really feeling it must be like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy, because like obviously you can't write songs for other people, but you write them. I write them from like personal experience, etc. But then when people connect with it and it can help people, then that's a very nice icing on the cake.
So you've just finished writing, recording a song, done a TikTok. You're feeling a bit peckish, and you strike me as a meal deal person. I don't know why. You just do. So you go to your nearest Tesco.
Yeah.
What's your meal deal?
If we're going to Tesco, then I'm gonna say it's gonna start off with either a ham and cheese sandwich or ham and cheese baguette. Or if they don't have that, then I'll go for a tuna and sweet corn sandwich. And then my go-tos, or if we were going to Morrison's, because when I was in sixth form, there was a Morrison's near my school. So that's what I'd go to all the time, and it'd be tuna and cucumber there. So there's slight variation. But getting back to the point, after that, I'd probably go with I'd definitely go with Red Walker's crisps, ready salted, or if they didn't have them, I'd go with the Millionaire shortbreads.
Yeah.
Fantastic little snacks. And then
plug in for your shortbread fans out there.
Yeah, if anybody's looking for a little snack, then you're not going to beat that. And then I like to get the most out of my meal deals economically. So what I go for then for the drink is, the innocent smoothies,
I knew you were going to pop up with that. I knew you'd be like one of those people that's like, oh, because the smoothie itself's like £3.
Yeah. That's true. Well, that's how I think about it, and it's something that I've put a lot of thought into because, like I said, for two years straight, that's all I used to eat every day. So it means it's a subject close to my heart.
But if you were to go to Morrison's, what would you get? Or is it the same thing? So I don't actually have Morrison's near me.
It's similar, yeah. Like I said, it'd probably be the tuna and cucumber baguette, though, as opposed to the tuna and sweet corn sandwich. But also, if they don't have the shortbread or crisps, then I'll go with a mango pot or grapes or something along those lines. And then the smoothie, you can get 2 smoothies, so you can get the yellow one and the red one. And I just alternate between the two because, variety is the spice of life.
You got to keep yourself on your toes, haven't you? Like, change it up every day.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes I used to reach out with my eyes closed and just took whatever came into my hand.
This would make a good TikTok, actually.
Yeah, it would. I think I did one a while back on meal deals where you take all the items of the meal deal, all the components, and you put them on the self-checkout, and they won't check out as a meal deal. So you end up, if you can't be bothered to call over an assistant, then you end up spending like £5, especially if you have got the innocent smoothie, because then the price doesn't decrease, and it's frankly a nightmare. It is one of like the worst situations I've ever been in my life.
So the innocent smoothie is not innocent at all, is it?
No, the price is astronomical, but the taste is also level. Heavenly, yeah.
And that way it is innocent, but it catches out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if we're sticking to food here,
okay,
because I feel like it's quite a good topic.
Yeah, possibly.
We're going to walk down the street again. You finish your meal deal.
Okay.
And you're still not quite full, you could have something else just to top you up.
Yeah.
Where else you go? So you could have like a Mackey's or one of those places.
Oh, okay. Is
that all there? Where are you going?
As in fast food?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be McDonald's. I think there's a theme like with the Red Walker's crisps, and like lots of all of my friends say that I'm super plain. Like my toast, I have kind of warm bread. I don't like it too much. Everything's plain. I don't even like ketchup. I have things just no gravy on hot dinners.
Really? So that's a big one, that is.
That's controversial, yeah, and I might lose a lot of people for saying that. But yeah, it's just me. That's who I am. Yeah, so it'd be McDonald's, and then I'd go for either a cheeseburger, but plain with cheese, so none of the rest of it. Or just chicken nuggets, nine chicken nuggets and fries. And I don't know how far into detail we want to go, but I do have a special way of eating the chicken nuggets.
Yeah, go on.
Lots of people find it repulsive. I don't know if you've ever tried it. Lots of people try it when they're children and then grow out of it. But for me, it's something that's
peeling the batter off.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, a lot of people still do it, I think.
What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't do it personally, but
yeah,
I've always wanted to, but those 20 nuggets are gone in 5 minutes, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's at the time.
Before you can even kind of sit down and say, let me, take a more artisan approach to this. Yeah. I mean, if you do ever have to develop the self-control on the 20 nuggets, then do give it a try, because it just brings a whole different dynamic to the meal. You know what I mean? You get a lot more out of it personally. I mean, it's not pretty to the onlooker, but that's not what you're doing it for.
No, it's a you thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't say it's a you problem, but it's a you thing.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I mean, I don't see it as a problem, others do, but yeah, it's definitely something.
What drink would you get from Macca's, or would you not bother?
Orange juice. But if I'm like, so there's been some times when in my youth, when you'd be coming home from somewhere and your parents be driving, you get a drive through, and I'd ask for milk, but that's only, that's only once in a blue moon. I might go for a milk. Yeah. But it's usually the Tropicana orange juice.
You're not a fruit shoot boy.
Again, when I was little, maybe I was. I know for a fact that a fruit shoot would have taken my fancy, but I think I've matured and moved on to the
as a young adult who's at uni. I think, I don't know if I'm assuming. Yeah. So you've got to kind of take it upon yourself sometimes to just push yourself a little bit further, and that's what I've done. That's what I've done with the orange juice. Yeah, well, it is good, those orange juice. They are like, because I work in Mackey's, right? So this is and the breakfast shift, those orange juices, they fly out that bowl. They're gone. I think I have to stock up the chill like 4 or 5 times during those 4 hours, because it's a drive-through. I work at a drive-through store as well, so they're just like bang.
I can imagine that's chaos.
They love their OJ in the morning.
What about in the afternoon? Is it still in demand?
It dies down a little bit.
Okay,
because that's when people start getting the fizzies out.
Yeah, that disappoints me really, but I'd like to see the orange juice maintained.
You're an advocate for the Tropicanas.
Definitely, I wouldn't say that brand in particular, but just any orange juice. I'm not fussy when it comes to orange juice. Obviously, like I said before, innocent smoothies are my favorite, and that is a life goal of mine to be, getting a brand partnership with them, because I would absolutely put my heart and soul behind, selling those drinks
to innocent smoothies.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, I'm sure you are. It's ridiculous that you're not. But do a brand deal with Michael Aldag, because
please
he should please, thank you.
Please,
he will increase your profits.
I'll do my utmost. I'll do everything within my power. If there's ever going to be a brand that I'll put my heart and soul on the line for, it's going to be them.
Indeed. Well, again, I think that's all we got time for today. Thank you for coming on.
Brilliant.
Michael.
No, thank you very much for having me.
No problem. You can stream Divorce on Spotify and all the other streaming services.
Yep.
Thank you for listening, guys. Don't forget to follow and like us on Spotify and YouTube and all the other stuff. Cheers, guys. Have a good day. Thank you.